All right, good afternoon, everyone. I'm Michelle Casada, senior reporter at WPTV. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm here with Dr. Lisa Gwynn, and Dr. Lisa Gwynn is a pediatrician. Her background is in pediatrics. She's the president of the Florida chapter of American Academy of Pediatrics. Thank you so much for joining us, Doctor. We appreciate your time. And I just want to let you all know what we're talking about today. The big news that came out this week, the FDA approving emergency use authorization for the Pfizer vaccine for 12 to 15-year-old children. And that's a huge major announcement that we've all been waiting for some time. So before we go into that topic, just want to introduce you, Dr. Gwynn. Tell us a little bit about your background.
Well, nice to be here. Thank you for the invitation. I am a community pediatrician, and I lead mobile clinic teams that go into underserved areas and provide comprehensive healthcare services to uninsured and underinsured populations in Miami-Dade County. We also have a COVID testing team, a mobile team that goes out and tests children for COVID-19. And then we also have a vaccination unit. It's called Shots to Go. And it's actually deployed strictly to do vaccinations in schools and community locations and so forth. So we have a whole fleet of mobile units that are out there providing services to the community. And I'm also part of the Department of Pediatrics. And so, very involved with the University of Miami as well.
And so you're right in the thick of things then with immunizations and schools. And I'm sure this is a game changer right now with the Pfizer vaccine being available for 12 to 15-year-olds. Let's talk about that first, before we get into questions from our viewers. And thank you all so much on Facebook for joining us and commenting. We want to take your questions as well. What is the next step right now? We heard this week the FDA has approved the vaccine use for 12 to 15-year-olds, but right now it's not readily available. You can't jump out today and go get the vaccine. So what does this mean? What is the next step before this becomes widely available for children?
Yeah, so behind the scenes, things are starting to happen in terms of the logistical planning for mass vaccinations for children. A lot of the health systems and the counties and the local health departments are all kind of working together to basically what we did for adults, they're starting to do that for kids. So I do know that that's happening. Also, pediatricians are getting kind of ramped up and ready to be able to receive the vaccines and make sure, because it is a little bit different in terms, at least the Pfizer vaccine is different in terms of storage and the issues regarding multi-dose vials. You have to have so many patients basically lined up to get the vaccine so that you don't waste any in the vial. So there's some logistical things that we as pediatricians have to work through in our offices, but the planning is going on. And I believe that if not, we're hoping that Thursday we get the green light to proceed. Certainly by the next week, we are going to be able to put shots in arms.
And what is the significance of the Advisory Committee of Immunization Practices? The CDC is having this meeting tomorrow, I believe. And so everybody's kind of waiting on that vote from the CDC to then start planning out for these immunizations to take place starting Thursday, is what I'm hearing from some places already getting appointments in.
Yes. So the process starts with the FDA. Once it makes its approval or provides the approval, then it goes to the ACIP, which is the Advisory Committee on Immunization Practices. And then after that, the CDC that makes recommendations to the CDC, and then the CDC signs off on those recommendations. So it's a process that has always been in existence. What the advantage to this is it's an extra layer of scrutiny and basically review of the data to ensure of safety. And so, it's a process that we've always had. And so we always have to do our due diligence and wait patiently for those processes to take place.
So we could see the vaccine appointments happening for those younger children by Thursday, essentially the earliest.
Yes, they meet on Thursday. So I'm going to say that probably providers are on standby and ready to go probably at the earliest Friday.
Now, Emily is asking any information on when to expect it for younger children.
So the clinical trials are underway. I can't give a definite time frame. They're saying not no later than the end of the year. It's all going to depend on the safety and what they're seeing along the way in terms of the trials. So we're hopeful that, by the end of this year that younger children will be eligible. And we're just going to have to wait and see. Right now, the latest statistics are that by lowering the age range down to 12, we're going to be covering 85% of the population. So we have a lot of work to do once we get the green light.
And we'll get to that real quick. I want to address some of the parents that are commenting on here as well. A lot of parents against it, saying no way, not yet. People saying no thanks, leave the children alone. I mean, what is your message to parents who either are absolutely made up their minds, they don't want to get this vaccine for their child, or they're on the fence? If you could talk a little bit about that.
So I completely understand the parents' hesitancy. I'm a parent myself, so I understand that. And, we as pediatricians, this is what we do on a daily basis when we discuss vaccinations in general. And there is, of course, there's hesitancy. You don't want to do anything to harm your child. So what I can tell you is that these vaccines are taking advantage, if you will, of the technology and the experience that we've had with existing vaccinations. So they are deemed safe. And if you decide that that's not what you want for your child, that's of course your decision. But keep in mind that, what our main concern is of course, we know that kids aren't affected as badly as in adults in terms of the complications from the virus, but kids still can get very sick, and there have been deaths. So it doesn't mean, yes, it happens less frequently. However, it doesn't mean that it's not going to happen to your child. So at the end of the day, this is about protecting your child against, the complications from the coronavirus. So the other issue also is that the sooner we can get everybody vaccinated, the sooner we can get back to normalcy. And so, I understand the reservations, and all I can say is, at the end of the day, everyone has their right, but those of us that are science-based, we are going to continue to recommend it for everybody once it's safe to do so.
Yeah, and vaccines are not foreign to children, right? I mean, children have to get vaccines to enter school. Of course, that could be waived if there are other circumstances. But at every age, every milestone, there's a vaccine they have to get. I know that a big factor in this for a lot of parents is that this is FDA's emergency use authorization, meaning it's not the normal approval that a vaccine would get from the FDA. Can you clarify that and explain a little bit about the difference between the vaccines we've known our kids have gotten for decades and this vaccine, and what the emergency use authorization means?
So the emergency use authorization, what that means is there are time frames where you have to have data completed. So to get full authorization, you have to have an extended amount of time of those studies. So they have to follow those clinical trials participants for a longer period of time. So there is a process for that to take place. Having said that, again, this builds upon the technology, the existing technology that we have. And basically it's our only defense against this virus. And this is the only way out of this pandemic. So right now we're seeing the fruits of the labor of those that have been immunized. Now we can go out and not have as much risk. We don't have to have such lockdowns. Infection rates are down, although they're up in children by over 20%. So cases in adults are dropping, but cases in children are rising. And so we are going to see more deaths. We are going to see more complications because more kids are going to get infected. But going back to my point about the fruits of our labor, we're seeing the evidence already. Millions and millions of people that have been vaccinated. And now we're not seeing the deaths that we're seeing. We're seeing reduction in hospitalizations. So we know that it works. So, that's the argument for.
Just for those jumping on, I just want to kind of go back and reiterate, what the topic is. We're talking about that FDA emergency use authorization for the Pfizer vaccine to be given to children 12 to 15 years old. The CDC is having a meeting tomorrow about this, and we could see those vaccinations start in 12 to 15-year-olds as early as Thursday. Dr. Lisa Gwynn here, obviously giving us some perspective on this. And, Dr. Gwynn, a lot of people are also, talking about the fact that this vaccine, hasn't even been a year since the first clinical trials started. What kind of data will there be, once you have a full year of a vaccine trial, since a vaccine trial started, that maybe will make people feel a little bit more at ease or more comfortable in getting the vaccine?
That's a great question. So we usually see, if we're going to see side effects from a vaccine, and this we know over 70 years of vaccinating people. So if you're going to see any type of side effect from a vaccine, it usually will happen. It almost always happens within the first, either 48 to 72 hours, a week, no longer than a month or two out. That's what we normally see. So the side effects that we're worried about are the body's response, immune response to that initial inoculation, if you will. So once time has passed, we don't see, oh, this was from the vaccine back, 10 years ago or 5 years ago. We don't see that. So what we're really concerned about in these ongoing clinical trials, the thing that we're most concerned about, to be honest, is the protection, the immunity. We want to see how long that immunity lasts. Of course, we monitor their side effects, but the data that's coming out thus far, there haven't been any long-term effects of the vaccine in the adult populations. I will tell you, there are thousands and thousands of people who have gotten coronavirus infection that have had long-term effects from it. You're much more likely to have consequences from the COVID-19 vaccine or illness than you are with the vaccine. So it's a benefit risk. Everything is a weighing of the benefits and the risks. And for us, again, in the scientific community and in trials and in statistical analysis, this is what we look at in terms of risk benefit ratios, and the benefits far outweigh the risks of the vaccine.
I just want to remind everyone, if you have a question for the doctor, please, by all means, post it in the comments, and I will definitely try to ask her your questions. Another question that's come up too, and you touched on this earlier, was that, kids are not affected as much by COVID-19, or you don't see the rate of infection as we did see in adults. But there has been still a huge impact in our schools, and we've seen that whenever there's been a COVID scare, that whole classrooms have to get quarantined. The whole education process is disrupted. Since you deal so much with immunizations within schools, can you talk a little bit about the impact of that and what the benefits of getting children in those age ranges vaccinated will be?
Yes, thank you for asking that question, because I really think that this issue has been overlooked in terms of how much the pandemic has affected kids in other ways other than just getting the infection, if you will. So we all know as parents, this has been really hard on all of us. And especially for kids, they've been isolated from their friends. They haven't been able to, go back to their school and resume activities like before. And so being able to be immune against this disease is going to allow kids to not have to miss school. The Miami-Dade County Public School District just came out with new recommendations for kids that are immunized. As long as they don't have any symptoms, they're going to get to go right back to school. They're not going to have to stay home for 10 days. If your child is not vaccinated, if they've been exposed in the classroom or in any other setting, they're going to have to go back home and quarantine for 10 days. So what does that mean? So that means a lot. Number one, the child is again removed from their normal environment, from their friends, from their, everything that they have and that school offers, not just the classwork, but also the socialization that they've missed. Also, many children get most of their meals from school. Not everybody has breakfast, lunch, and dinner offered to them at home. And so, when you look at it from a bigger perspective, it impacts kids a lot more, and we're seeing so much more depression and anxiety in kids. And so to have them go bouncing back and forth, there's a bigger impact here that we have to really think about.
And looking at the trials that they did with a 12 to 15-year-old age group, were the effects of the vaccine similar to the reactions adults have been getting, whether that's a mild-like flu-like symptoms or fever, that kind of thing?
So interestingly, kids traditionally do have a more active immune system, if you will. So they tend, and if those of us that remember when their child was a baby and they would get their first set of shots, and some of them would get high fevers and everything, that's a typical response. Kids just have that ability to have more fever. That just means their immune system is super active. Adults, you don't see that as much, right? So those of us that get the flu vaccine every year, you might feel a little punky, but most of us don't really have a high fever or anything like that. The same seems to be the case with the COVID-19 vaccine. So the 12 to 15-year-olds had a little bit more fever, a little bit more malaise, tiredness, but also they have mounted a stronger immune response than the 16 and older kids. So that's telling us that their immune systems are ready to go. They are doing what the immune systems are doing what they're supposed to be doing, and they are producing incredible immunity.
We have someone asked the question about immune for how long. Judy asking that, and she said not with the risks, and I guess she's trying to weigh the risk of COVID and how long you're actually immune if you get the shot. A lot of people have been discouraged by hearing that there's going to be a third booster shot for Pfizer, and it could be within 6 months of getting the vaccine, 12 months. Can you talk about that, and what kind of impact that would have? Do you think there's going to be a decline in interest if you're being told, okay, every 6 months you need to get another booster shot?
I don't think that the boosters are going to be forever, okay? But it's very similar to influenza. Viruses have a way of mutating, and they produce what we call variants. And so it's basically the viruses are constantly trying to trick our bodies into they're morphing into something a little bit different. And so every year, for example, the influenza virus or vaccine, it actually has changed. We change it every year. We look at all the worldwide strains that are the most common, and we basically pluck those all out. We mix them together to produce, I'm simplifying, but we put it into a brand new vaccine each and every year for influenza. This might be the case with coronavirus, the COVID-19 vaccine. So scientists are watching and observing the length of time, not only the length of time that immunity lasts, but also the protection that the vaccine provides over these variants. And as time goes on, if they see that, hey, we're no longer seeing immunity to these variants, that's when the vaccines are going to have to, we're going to have boosters made and administered. The amazing part of this messenger RNA technology. So just so you know, we've had DNA vaccines that's the basis for the existing vaccines. This actually is just a little step more advanced, if you will. And this messenger RNA vaccine technology is the most remarkable scientific advancement in vaccines in history. It's truly remarkable. Basically, they could go in and just reprogram the genetic code for the variants, and that's all they just have. It's all done in the manufacturing plant, and within, I'm not sure exactly how long, but it's a much quicker turnaround time to produce these vaccines, and we can get them out there much quicker. Which again, we're coming out of an awful pandemic, something that we hopefully will not have to experience again in our lifetimes, but we have to keep our eye on the prize, and we can't lose sight of the fact that this could creep back up on us. So we have to learn from we need to act on what we've learned and continue to push forward.
And I want to pull up a comment from Claudia Diaz. She mentions that her 16-year-old got the vaccine, and after the first one, he was fine. His second one, he had low fever and body aches, but she says now he's fine. And we've seen a huge percentage of 16-year-olds in Florida get the vaccine. Do you think, and I know our county health department director here in Palm Beach County had said that she thinks she attributes that to a lot of the 16-year-olds are being taken to get vaccinated by their parents, versus 17, 18-year-olds, like they make up their mind more and go on their own. Do you think that we'll see that, a pretty strong response from the 12 to 15-year-old range because parents are, researching, making their decision and deciding, okay, I'm going to vaccinate my child?
I hope that's the case. I hope that parents, and again, the more information that parents can gather and also talk to their pediatrician about it, I hope that that's the direction that parents of younger, teens are going to make. I think that it also depends on, the child and what their life is like at school, and what they don't want to have happen if they have to be quarantined. In other words, like, for example, we have in our school health clinics, we take care of all the athletic teams, and to not be able to play football and have to sit on the sidelines for 2 weeks for those kids that are trying to get into college, to get scholarships and to be recruited. That's a big deal when you have to reduce your play time. So there are some other reasons why teens may want to get it. But I've heard all kinds of things from people. Some teens want to get it for those reasons, but other teens want to get it to protect their family and to protect their friends and protect themselves. So I'm very proud of how some of the teens have really made some great decisions about their own health, and so I think that hopefully we'll continue to move in that direction.
Can you talk a little bit, doctor, about the spread of COVID-19 with children? I know in the beginning of the pandemic and even, more advanced into it, we heard, oh, we're not sure if you're asymptomatic, if you are spreading it. At first, we thought, okay, yes, if you're asymptomatic, you definitely could be spreading the virus. And then it became, well, we're not sure. I know a lot of kids, that may have been infected were asymptomatic. I've talked to parents and interviewed parents who came down, with COVID-19, and then they got their kids tested and their kids were positive, but they felt fine. They never had any symptoms. So can you talk about that spread? Is that still a concern that even if children don't get really sick, that they could still be spreading the virus to parents, family members, teachers, other kids, that kind of thing?
Yes, absolutely. The kids they spread it. And you're right. Many kids don't have any symptoms. We actually just completed a study. We looked at our data from this past summer, from July to December. We tested over 10,000 kids. And of those kids that tested positive, 80% of them were asymptomatic. So, that's the other reason here. Not only are we dealing with, the vaccine, but now there's this whole issue of mask wearing and whether or not we're going to continue to wear masks. So imagine if you're back in school and you're not immunized and you're not wearing a mask, it's kind of a recipe for disaster, So, the child comes home, they go to dance or they go to football practice or they go here or there, and then all of a sudden they're positive and then everything shuts down again for them. So, I know I don't want to go backwards. I'm sure nobody wants to go backwards. We want to move forward to the solution to this. So,
And
yeah.
talking about spread, because Judy just mentioned a good comment there. She said, you can still get it and pass it even with the vaccine. As we know, the vaccine is only a certain percent, over 90% effective with infection. But, there are variants out there. Can you address that a little bit too? Because that's another concern a lot of people have, that just because you get the vaccine doesn't mean you can't catch or spread COVID.
So if you have symptoms, yes, I mean, there's always that breakthrough, but the data has not revealed that that's the typical case. Okay. It's 95% effective, depending on which vaccine you get. Okay. You cannot, that doesn't mean we don't know that yet. We don't know that whether or not vaccinated people can spread the vaccine. So far, the data has not revealed that. So I'm not sure where Judy's sources for that information. But if you do in fact get exposed to COVID and you are vaccinated, it's 95% sure, you're 95% certain that you're not going to get super sick to where you're in the hospital or you die. So
right. Yeah, it's a decision, everybody has to weigh for themselves. I do want to quickly talk about the trial. And, just to make it clear to people, this Pfizer vaccine that was a part of the trial for the 12 to 15-year-old group. This is the same vaccine adults are receiving.
yes.
So everybody is getting the same vaccine. This is just now a different phase of their trial to test it in children. Would we have benefited from them? And I know in the beginning it was just 16-year-olds and up that did these trials, and then they started moving to the lower age groups. Is this typical of vaccine trials? Normally, you start with adults and then move to younger age groups.
That's typical, not just for vaccines, but with all drugs. So kids are always they're the caboose. They're always at the end. So unfortunately, that's just the way it is. There's a lot of medications that we have out there that have never really received full approval for kids that we end up using because they just kind of drop off after the adult trials are completed. They don't always, expand it down to kids. But, they've done things the right way. And that's why we all feel very confident that this is going to be safe and effective for children.
All right, and everyone, I'm just in the next few minutes here, if you have any questions before we wrap up with Dr. Gwynn, thank you so much again for being with us. If you can just kind of give us an overall sense of, and I know you said there's no way of telling when the younger age groups, 6 months to 11 years old, but they are in the trial phases for that right now. So, is this something that we could expect by the time the school year begins, that this may be available to younger children as well?
I don't think it's going to be by the beginning of the school year. I think maybe sometime in the fall or towards the early winter months. Again, it's definitely not going to be for the start of the school year. I mean, as far as I have read, it's taking a little bit longer.
All right. Well, thank you all so much. I really appreciate everyone who chimed in and was able to get their comments in or questions in. Dr. Gwynn, I appreciate so much your time and talking with us. And I guess we will continue to learn how this goes. We'll see what happens with the CDC meeting tomorrow. And I know I spoke to parents today who already have made appointments for Thursday for their 12 year olds. So appointments are happening. As you mentioned, it may be up to every county or state to decide what they do with this. As of us here locally in Palm Beach County, I spoke to our health department today, and they have told me that they are waiting from direction from the state to decide when they'll start vaccinating younger, 12 to 15-year-olds. So we'll see how that goes. Thank you again for your time. Have
My pleasure.